Man, double speak is so beautiful. The double speak is so beautiful. You're like, who are they talking to? Are they talking to you? Are they talking to somebody else? And all that. It's very, very confusing. It's very confusing, especially for a person that doesn't know any of this stuff when it comes to cards and all that. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what any of them mean. I have no idea. I see patterns. I don't know why. Probably the spectrum or something. However, I saw a pattern, and I watched it, and it was fine. I don't really care. I don't really care what anybody's doing. I really honestly don't. I mean, everybody's out to get theirs. It's fine. It's not my path, not my walk. However, when I decided to on Facebook post and make a couple of comments, I didn't really realize how far it reached. But whatever. Again, I only cared about the people in my vicinity, and I had some people that I knew becoming very, very hopeful. Now, that being said, I just see patterns. That's it, and not patterns in anything. Like I said, I don't know what any cards mean. I don't know what any of that stuff means, honestly. But I see patterns in people and voices. It's very interesting because I don't know what twin flames are. I don't know what soul connections are. Like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. I know what it is as far as to know it, but I don't keep up with any of that stuff. There's a this started because all of a sudden, out of the blue, I was all my everything stopped on Facebook, and then I got chucked in to some sort of algorithm on there, and I couldn't get out. I couldn't figure it out. And no matter what I did, show less, not interested, all this stuff. And then it was very very threatening, like I was, like messages, like very threatening messages. Now I know that it's not towards individuals, I presume. And then I saw the manipulation, and I hear voices. Let me explain. I don't know why, but I hear, I recognize voices. If I recognize the voice, I recognize the voice. It's a curse gift. And firewater, I mean, come on. That made me laugh. But there's a big, big, big misunderstanding or lack of just whatever, an ignorance towards myself. Now I might look like an idiot, but I know how to do that when I make this video. I don't want money, as in, like, I don't want, I'm not out to go and get get my own whatever, da 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 da. And I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in like music and stuff like this. This is a hobby. It's just a hobby. I'm very aware of the people around me in my life that I've made friends with, or that I choose to be with, and who they are as people. That's fine. I made those decisions. It's my decision. I've been wandering around since I was very, very young. Learned very young age that you just leave and walk around. You just leave out of any situation you want. You don't have to stay in situations, right? I can't tell. I mean, some of it is and some of it isn't. I can't tell which is just regular AI. But there's a mind behind it, because it's manifested into my real life. I was just making music, humming along, and anything that I needed to fix as a person, as a man, or just as a human being, is up to me, and with whom, not anybody else. I understand what it is that maybe people are going for, and I understand that things cost money. Not nothing to do with me. I'm not interested in money. I'm not interested in I work to be humbled and humble. Well, I've been humbled many times, but I work to at it. I'm not. I keep on. I can't get out of this algorithm. It just got a bunch of black dudes yelling at me that I'm just a weak person with like an empath or something like that, and I can't make my own decisions because other people control my decisions. This is not true. This is not true at all. Some people come up and say they've said to me, oh, hope it didn't make you feel bad, or hope it did. You don't have that power. There's nobody that can make me feel anything other than annoyed. I get confused and annoyed. I just see patterns. That's it. No, I don't care about any magic and stuff. I've known many people that do these things in my life. I've had a very different walk growing up, but I've been dealing with the spiritual stuff and sins of the father my whole life. None of this is new to me. The online thing is that's a bit new. I won't lie. I didn't see that coming. It won't shut off. So I made the decision. I mean, like, it won't shut off in my head. So I've made a decision that it sucks because I've lost all of my music, all my hard work. It was hard to do. It is all hard to do. I do that all myself. It's not the best, but I'm not in competition with anybody, and I wasn't trying to be. I don't want to be in a band. I don't want to make music. I'm not trying to be in the music scene. I'm not trying to any of that shit. Nothing. Nothing. I know where I'm broken, and I've sought guidance and stuff where I can. But I've dealt with this, my whole life, all my life. I understand that there is more to this story wherever it lies and wherever it fits within outside of the Judeo-Christian understanding of anything biblical and spiritual and all that. I'm very, very aware of that. As a matter of fact, I spent the majority of my life talking to people to get them to just because I didn't want to believe what I was starting to believe. It's too much. But I hadn't met anything, or I haven't met anybody, any atheist or any other person of any other religion or spiritual or anything like that has been able to speak a good argument or case against what I believe. So I stay within the realm because you have to make a decision one way or the other, right? And so instead of going, well, I'm always going to seek, because my brain does that anyway. That's why I don't watch TV. So I don't watch movies. It's why I don't go out much, is because I can't see. I just always see patterns, and so every now and then I have to make a decision to stick with or do whatever I'm doing. Everything I do is a decision, whether it's good or not. No, don't get me wrong. I can be an idiot. That's for sure. I can say a lot of things, and I have, I believe a soft heart is what's important. But I've had to work at that. I work every day at that. Growing up in foster care and whatnot, I've definitely had to. I've come into conflict many times, and even before then, I was a very angry person, very angry. I work every day to keep that anger aside. I can't let it out here and there, and I can't use it as a drive. I can't use it as motivation because there is none. I have anger. It is what it is. I deal with it as I go. Drugs are a thing. I choose to do these at the moment for whatever reason. That's my own choice. It won't be forever. Just because I don't drink. I don't do cocaine. I've done so many drugs in my life. It's ridiculous. So many. I drank so much. All of it's gone. This is the last thing. This is the last thing. And it takes care of my anxiety. It takes care of my depression. It takes care of all that stuff. There are some side effects, and obviously that are not my favorite. And I definitely would prefer to have like a regular dosage or whatever. But that's not up to anybody else besides myself. I'm taking off for a bit because my old man is dying. Can you speak too much? Well, a lot of people seem to speak for me, so I might as well speak for myself. He's dying, and hey, he's not the greatest one, He's done a lot of horrible things. Yes, he has. He's destroyed lives, including my own. But it was either him or nothing. Is the only option, right? Because he's the only one that took me when I was a kid, right? So I mean, that's hard. And this is what I started out with, trying to parse out and figure out. First of all, learn how to think, because when you live in chaos, it's hard to think. And I haven't been in chaos for the last 5 years here. Whether or not anybody thinks it is chaos, it's not. I know that fucking guy. Look at that guy right there. Oh, so sad. That's sad. Anyway, um, whether it seems like it or not, to hear people talk about how, man, I just watched this thing on this movie that's coming out with the Daily Wire. It's about foster care. To hear them speak, and to hear the Indigenous people speak in Canada, it's great. It's beautiful. I've been, it's beautiful. I think it's right. I think it's the right thing to do. I do. But to hear things like, we need to have the church rally around, we need to have support these people, and we need to have that support. Well, you definitely rallied around me, that's for sure. Not what I think he meant, though. I have only been asking for guidance, not for myself, because I'm not an anomaly. I'm not the only one out there. Unless you want there's no whisper or mention of white foster kids. That's not racist. It's just a fact. Do we want them to die? They have MAID program, I guess. And don't tell me that's for everybody, because I know the statistics. And I've lived this in my whole life, right? It is what it is. And I read. I understand that I don't carry myself, I guess, or whatever, is one that seems... But I'm nearly 40 years old. When I talk about these things, it's not for my own good. It's not for me. It's not because I want help. I mean, I wouldn't mind having my license back, but everybody knows that because I say that enough. I have all the pieces just make so much sense to me, and when I speak about something, you just shut me down. Shut me down. This has been the most extreme that anybody's ever gone to, and it won't be the last, because it's not wrong to care about people. I've had to deal with whatever is inside me, anger, sins of the father, any of that stuff, at whatever level it may be, on my own, because people refuse to help. Why? Well, I don't know. You tell me. I didn't ask to get stuck in this. I understand, you look at what you get, and it feeds you what you like and all that stuff. I like mysteries, man. I like conspiracies, when things used to be a conspiracy. About 4 years ago, I don't even know. It's a little while back. About I guess just before COVID. Yeah, quite a little bit before COVID, I guess, or the flu. I woke up one day and I looked at Jess. I said, "There is a spirit back. There was a spirit here." I felt it immediately. Immediately, I called everybody I knew, and there was, in the church, and well, there's always spirits. I'm like, no. There's a fundamental change. There's a fundamental change. I felt it. I started getting attacked then by people, weird phone calls, people that they didn't even know what they were doing. I am not the enemy. I am not the enemy. I don't want to be. I don't need to be manipulated. As a matter of fact, I'd love to help, because I agree. I agree with all of it. I just don't agree with the fact that you can disaggregate trauma, or that you can compare pain. That's stupid. That's just a stupid thing to do, because they're children when they're children. Oh, there's stuff already out there for them. Is there? Because they seem to be being forgotten. And if nobody believes me, just ask anybody you know. I've said this before. Ask anybody you know who the home children were. Gone. It's out of the collective memory, out of the collective mind, right? I wrote something a while back, and I don't know why. This is actually quite a bit before this, and I'll end it with this. So, what traits would need to transpire in every individual in a community? If we think of a community, actually, I did a song of this. It's called Maybe It's Just Me. I wrote that, all of that. It's all mine. I write my own music, by the way. Whatever. If you think of a community as a individual, right, with its own wants and desires, and what traits would each individual need to have that, while not themselves are not narcissistic, those traits seem to be creating a narcissistic environment? I don't know. I'd like to find out. It's very interesting. Everybody has those traits. Everybody does. Everybody's everything always, right? I am curious because I'd like to know. There's lots of parts that I'm aware of, right? Thirsty. Need to drink more water. Um, Trauma informed ministry. I will tell you right now, I'm just going to do a prediction. That's not going to end well. I do believe that the black folks down in the States, you guys got like about watching and listening to some of the preachers and whatnot down there, but and it's just a fact that white people kind of suck when it comes to this stuff. We're very emotionally just not available. It's bullshit. I don't know why we are. It's just we are. So I believe the preachers down there, when they're for the foster kids and like the movie that they're putting out for I can't remember the name of the town. Uh, I can't remember the name of the town. And the native folks up in here, they have big hearts and they have a lot of pain. A few of my brothers and sisters have died, and they've overdosed or they've done whatever. Of all colors. As a matter of fact, we didn't really have very many white foster kids where I grew up. We did, but we um, grew up in northern Alberta. I have been hearing the world speak about my life in one aspect or another for the last I don't know how many years. And all I've been saying is that what do I need to know and how can I help? What needs to be done so that way foster kids like myself don't get lost in the mix because of other people's claim to dirt. It really is. It's a claim to dirt. And there's no answers, right? There's no answers at all. Not exotic, not a foreign invasive species, not indigenous, right? There's no home. There's no home. You need to have a home to grow or you die. So there's a whole generation of people out there that are being told to die. And I just refuse to, I just reject that narrative. I do. And it sucks because when you read it on paper, I agree with like 99%. But a truth told in a lie makes a truth a lie. And it makes a beautiful thing ugly. And when my heart broke for my indigenous brothers and sisters, I mean, I was like, fine, like, yes, awesome, yes, finally, good, like, this is great. I mean, you've seen some reserves, man. They're like fucking third world. Just in Alberta, it's rough. And I'm like, finally, and they go, damn, it's not what it is. Maybe it is down in the States, maybe it isn't, whatever, I don't know, but not here. And maybe it is to a point, but it seems like a lot of appeasement, bullshit, affirmations, and no real actual truth. For what reconciliation? Words matter. I tried to go and reconcile with my brother. He has having none of it. He thinks he is a god king. I will leave it at that. That's fine. Do whatever. I still love him. I don't care. I don't care what people do to me. Because if there's no hope for them, then there's no hope for me. Because I'm no different. I am no fucking different at all. I keep on just saying this shit and barking, and I'm talking to the fucking sky. All I've asked is just to have one conversation. Just one goddamn conversation. I don't like feeling angry. I don't like feeling bitter and resentment. And I don't like feeling like I don't like feeling like a fool. I can do that myself. I don't need to be made fool of. I don't care if my stuff has been hacked. Take it. I mean, that stuff doesn't bother me. I don't mind. Whatever. If that's not going to be the first time, it's not going to be the last. Generally, because of the path I've chosen. I'm obstinate. And the only thing that I fear is what's in here. Because that's the only thing that really matters. I can be fair. I can be understanding. And I have kept secrets to the grave. I've died a couple of times overdosing. Well, I don't guess not technically this first time. Or the second time. First time. apparently. But gather around and rally around for what's right and truth, right? And then just fucking make them think they're crazy by gang stalking and monitoring. Not one person has even just come up and been like, hey, what are you actually doing? No, we'd rather spy and sneak. I'm not an idiot. I don't hide shit. I'm just willing to accept my judgment. If that'll finally get some truth out there and maybe some reconciliation. I don't claim to be a good man. And if I speak something that's truth, I can because it's not my truth. That's why you don't have to keep quiet. Because if it's not your truth, and it is truth, then we're supposed to speak it. Don't have to be ignorant. But you gotta speak. Got people yelling and screaming out here. That man needs help. There's a lot of blood. He's got a lot of blood on his head.